Hi, I'm Austin Griffith, and I want to run through how, as a developer, you could help contribute to the Burner wallet. It uses my custom orchestration and dApp building software called Clevis and Dapparatus. If you want to contribute, basically you should fork the repo, the Burner wallet repo, and then clone that down into your home directory, and then you'll need Docker. You don't have to have Docker. You could go get Clevis and run it just in npm global install. But a lot of times there's some certain dependencies that are hard to get just right, and that's why Docker is really handy for that. If you've never heard of Docker, it's kind of a containerization or infrastructure and code kind of orchestration layer. You can go download it at docker.com. But assuming that you have Docker, you clone down the repo to your home directory in the Burner Wallet folder, and then you just fire up the container pointed at that location. So if you just copy and paste this in, you're going to eventually get a prompt that looks like this, which is the Clevis prompt, and we could do Clevis version or something like that. There's all sorts of, if you do Clevis help, you'll see all the commands. But what's also going to come up when you do this is the dApp itself will be on localhost 3000, and it's also going to bring up Ganache or Geth, basically a local blockchain. So it's going to bring up all that stuff for you. You just have to run that one command. When you run that command, it's going to ask you like where the source and some other things are. You can just hit enter through those. And eventually it's going to get you to the point where it fails right here. And this error is just saying, hey, I can't find the contracts. That's because they're not built yet. So there's only one really like kind of edge case for even needing a contract, and it's where we need to pay the gas for someone who has received a link but doesn't have any XDAI. But let's go ahead and do a Clevis test full. Again, I'm just copying and pasting right out of the README here. And what that is going to do is take that proxy smart contract, and it's going to compile it using Solc, and then once it's got that bytecode, it's going to deploy it out to our local blockchain, and then it's going to take the ABI and the address that it deployed it to and inject that into our dApp. And that should fix this problem, and we should be off to the races. Oh, it also looks like it does like some orchestration where it sends a little bit of ETH to one of my accounts. Let's just see if this works. Okay, there we go. So it kind of generated me an account. I'm set up here. There's also yeah, okay, so the next thing it says is make sure you're on localhost 8545. So you may be on some other network here, like maybe you're on XDAI or you're on the main network. Make sure you're on localhost 8545. You may have to do a custom RPC and type it in, but it'd be http://localhost:8545. So once you're on the local network, you are good to go and off to the races. So even though we're inside the container over here, you probably will want to edit your code. So what you can do is just do a bring up whatever your favorite editor of choice is and just point it at the place where you cloned this stuff in. Even though this stuff over here is inside the container, this stuff here is on your operating system directly, so you can just use your editor of choice to edit the code. And let's see, what else is, if you want it to follow the React log, that's here, react.log. Oh, I gotta go into Burner, whoops. Burner wallet, cat react .log. If you want to know if maybe there's an error with your front end, you could follow that. If you want to know what's up with your blockchain, there's Ganache. Okay, so if we were to go look at this account here, this guy has $0, and it's going to be hard to test if we have $0, so it might be good to send some XDAI to this guy. So you can do that from Clevis, and here is the way to do that. It just says Clevis send to, and if you're wondering about commands, you can always just type help, and you're going to find send to is here. There's an amount, a from index, and a to address. So the index there is like the Ganache index, like since it creates a bunch of accounts for you, it's using whatever accounts are native to your local blockchain. So let's do a Clevis send to, we're going to send 5 XDAI from account 0 to, oh darn it, to this guy's address here. Okay, and we should actually see that update. There we go. So we've got $5. Now we can like send XDAI back and forth and kind of test out the UI and see how it works. Oh, and even better yet, if you'd like, we could set this up to happen automatically. So you do that in, so here's the Burner Wallet folder. There's a tests directory, and in that tests directory, there's a clevis.json, and in that there is this MetaMask. Looks like about line 148 is where you want to be editing, but you can paste in your address there. And now if I do, well, I'll just do a Clevis, let's do the whole thing. Clevis test full. So that again is going to compile the contract that we already know is going to compile and work, but it will also redeploy the contract. It will also run the MetaMask. The point here is that now that we have this as part of our orchestration layer, I don't have to send that XDAI every time I change or compile something. It's just going to happen automatically, and you'll find that you just need to kind of run those tests now and then and have them as part of your orchestration suite on the way out. You'll see MetaMask actually sends it right here. So now we've got $10, so it's kind of just like anything you find yourself doing, you can just write into your tests, and you'll notice that these tests are exactly the same as if I was to run them from the command line, right? Clevis space send to space 5 space 0 space and then this dude's address, right? It's the exact thing that you would use. So your tests and your command line arguments are almost exactly the same, and that's on purpose. That's by design, because then you can kind of poke at your contracts, get it working the way you want, and then throw them into your tests and have it orchestrate. You'll see now we're going to send ourselves 15. We got all sorts of XDAI. Okay, so what is next? Oh, I guess that's basically it. So yeah, the code is here. You'll want to check out the source app.js. This is where you would be editing React. If you'd like to look at the contracts, the links.sol is right here. It's a brand new project. We're just getting started. There's a bunch of bounties open on Gitcoin. If you have any issues, head to this repo and open up an issue over here. If it's good, let's put some money on it and get some bounty hunters helping us out. If you want more information, there's a bunch of links at the bottom of this repo that you're watching this at. Maybe it's on Twitter. Hi. But there's lots of links here. Thank you for checking out the Burner Wallet. Please help us out. Let's get this thing built. Let's get this thing beautiful, and let's just get this thing in the hands of people who need it. Thank you.